Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Running Real Estate Podcast, and I'm excited today as we have not just one guest, but two great guests here. And the reason I'm excited is one of my main goals here with the Running Real Estate Podcast is to bring as much value as I possibly can to our listeners, to those folks who love Ocean City, love the beach, love their properties at the beach, and also are interested in their home. And today we've got two guests here that I believe are going to bring some value that directly affects you in your home and possibly your second home, and might even allow you to save some money. So today I'm excited to introduce to you Ed Kenny with Think Energy and Craig Lynch with Atlantic Shore Sotheby's International Realty, but also working with Think Energy. And I'm going to let the two gentlemen here kind of give us a little bit of history as to what is Think Energy.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. Think Energy is a platform that is adding value to customers in multiple deregulated states. One of the key things that we're bringing to the market is what's called community solar. Now, there's a little history lesson for community solar. Back in the early 2000s, 2010 and beyond, solar became a huge thing, rooftop solar. Now, rooftop solar is a great thing. Anybody who can get it should, but there's a lot of people that can't get it for one reason or another. They can't get past the financing, or there's too much shading, or the house is facing the wrong direction. Whatever the case may be, they can't get solar. So what the states decided to do, many states, Maryland and Delaware included in those, and New Jersey and a bunch of others, they decided to enact a community solar program in the state. So it's a legitimate state program that allows for agricultural land to be turned into solar farms. So if I'm a farmer and I own a bunch of land, I can dedicate 5-10 acres of that land, and a developer can come in and build the panels out, consolidated area of lots of solar panels, and about 1,000 homes can sign on to be part of the farm. So the states they passed the program through legislation, and then they put the rules to it. So every state has their own little, value proposition for everybody that can't get solar on their roof attached. Cool thing about community solar is it's a 20-year benefit. It's a guaranteed benefit for 20 years for the homeowner, and even renters can participate in it. So like in a state like Maryland, for example, anybody who signs up in the beach area of Delmarva specifically, everyone's going to get 10% off their entire electric bill for the next 20 years, minus the taxes and ancillary fees. So the state's never going to give a discount on taxes and ancillary fees, but the majority of the bill, 90% of it, is going to get a 10% credit for being on the solar farm. And what does the customer have to do? They just have to go, log in, become a customer. It takes 3 to 5 minutes, and then that's it. It's a beautiful program. Now, one of the cool things that they also did was to try to help folks that were low to moderate income. They've dedicated 40% of the farm for low to moderate income folks that can qualify with SNAP programs, utility assist, Medicaid, things like that. If they're on that, they get 20%. So a 20% credit on their utility bill for the next 20 years. So it's a program that's just lifting off. New York State was the big cheerleader in the beginning. They've had it for about 5-6 years now. Maryland was in a pilot program for 6 years, and they just went and put it into law, HP 908 in January or June of 2023, and enacted a permanent program. So it's a very exciting time for homeowners that and even home renters that want to save some money on that one bill, that pesky bill that comes in every month, to be able to go green and save a minimum of 10%. Pretty cool program.
Absolutely. So, I mean, really, anybody who's listening, this has electric bill. And right out of the gate, they can take advantage. What I'm hearing is they can take advantage of, just like consumers used to have those, solar panels on their roof, and go through that whole process. Now they can take advantage of very similar savings without having to go through all that.
No installation of anything. It's free. It's a free program. Anybody can sign up. It doesn't cost anything. And if you're not happy with the savings, which we haven't met people that haven't been happy with the savings, but they're free to leave. Another cool thing is they could take it with them. If they move, if they sell a home and they move to an area that has community solar, they can take the benefit with them to the new home, or they can sell the benefit with the existing home to the new homeowner.
Got it. Any kind of limitations as to how many? I mean, I'm thinking to myself, like, our investor clients, who have multiple electric bills. Is that something they could take advantage of as well?
Absolutely. 100%. Like, there's inventory, right? So developers are building these farms out. There's about enough inventory for 30,000 customers in 2023 in Maryland, for example. In 2024, in 2025, they'll open up another 150,000. They want to get to about 80% of the residential homes in Maryland on community solar farms by 2030. That's a pretty good size. And the benefit, like, think about it. The community solar farm is built. It pipes the energy, the green energy, into the local grid. So it's a very local, sustainable thing, creates a lot of jobs. And if you're a farm owner and you're doing soybeans or you're doing, corn or whatever, you can dedicate 5-10 acres, as long as you're within 5 miles of a substation. You lease your land to a developer. It's anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 a month per acre that you would get in income. So from a farmer's perspective, doesn't matter about weather, doesn't matter about anything like that. They're getting a good income stream coming in.
So, I had not known about this program at all, but the first person that let me know about it was Craig. And Craig, I guess what I'm curious is, how did you find out about these opportunities?
Yeah, so my marketing company, one of the executive came in and wanted D3 to help them market to areas that they were in. Mainly at that time, a year ago, Maine, the state of Maine, and New York were the first two states that were going to have solar. So it wasn't even in Maryland at the time. But when I looked at it and knew that Maryland and Delaware were going to be states to sign on fairly soon, I just looked at it as an added value for all of my real estate customers. They all have they all have electric bills, and they can all save money. This is a state-funded program. The state wants to give anybody that is associated with a electric company that's been deregulated a 10% rebate. So if it's not $10, it's 10%. If your bill's $1,000, you save $100. If your bill's $100, you save $10. So, and there's no cost to get in and no cost to get out. So if the state wants to give you money, we might as well take advantage of it. So anybody that's eligible that now knows about the program should sign up for the program.
Right.
We want to sign up as many people as possible.
Right. And you mentioned something off camera that I want you to kind of touch on again, which makes total sense. But when we're thinking about helping our clients that currently own in Ocean City, and you talk about all these condo buildings and the fact that they can't have solar panels on the roof, correct?
Yeah. So, one owner says, I want to take advantage of solar energy, clean energy, green energy. Obviously, there's 99 other condos in that 100-unit condo building. Not everyone's going to agree, and they're not going to agree to definitely put them on the roof of the condos. So this is a way for all 100 unit owners to take advantage of solar energy without having to put those panels on the roof.
Right.
They sign up individually, and they each get 10% savings. So, as long as there's space on one of the community solar fields, they're going to be added to the field and start saving 10% every month. And that's for 20 years.
Right. And you talked about, so as long as there's space on that field, you mentioned it a few minutes ago and talking about, right now, there is a limit to how many people can get on this, correct?
There is. They're doing limits by the year. So when the farms fill up, then they wait and more allotments come. But typically a typical farm is about 1,000 homes. Okay, so we go out and we get 1,000 people to sign up on the farm. They're starting to benefit. That farm closes out, and then another farm starts getting going. So we have farms that are about to roll on in the next 3 to 4 months. That the ones that we're filling now are going to start getting that benefit. After that point, then they'll wait wait 6 months, and then they'll start filling that farm. That would close out. But we have about 30,000 homes available in Maryland in 2024. We'll have about 150,000 available in 2025, and the program is just going to continue to grow. I think the thing that's so exciting about it is that, you know, a lot of people want to know how to go green. They want to do things that are more green. Some people are resistant to it because it feels like it's being forced upon them or even costing more money. And nobody really wants to pay more to do something that's good for the environment. This is an opportunity for people to actually pay less and do something good for the environment. So the economics make sense so that everybody can get on board with this. That's what I like about it.
Right, right. So when we talk specifically about the solar opportunities, we've spent a lot of time talking about Maryland and the benefits here, and you know, our homeowners right here at the beach and how they can benefit. But what are the other states where they could also take advantage of the solar aspect?
So solar ranges, you know, right now there's about 22 states that have official community solar programs. Where we're live right now is in New Jersey, New York State, Maine, Maryland, Delaware. We're going to be launching imminently in Maryland. In Virginia and DC, and then in about a month from now, let's call it, you know, mid March, we're going to be launching in New Mexico, Colorado, Oregon, and Minnesota, and Illinois. So we're going to have a total of 14 states that have community solar. In the next 5 to 6 years, 50 states will have community solar. So the opportunity from our perspective of going out there and building a business is really incredible. The growth over the next 10 to 15 years is going to be like nothing that the energy market's ever seen. It's going to be a true transfer of wealth to, you know, consolidated one-party ownership, to spreading out that ownership to different developers and really spreading out the kind of decentralized grid, if you will. It's exciting to be part of.
No, that's amazing. And so just staying on solar here for a minute, but like your fields that you're working with now, I mean, how do you I'm just thinking to myself, where do they determine where they're going to put these fields, you know, and build them out? Like how are you building those relationships? Are they strictly in Maryland, or does the field have to be in the state where somebody's benefiting? Like how does that work?
So actually, that's a great question. The where the solar farm is, it can only service the people in the footprint of that utility market.
Okay.
So if I sign up as a Delmarva customer, for example, in Maryland, that farm has to be somewhere in the Delmarva, Maryland area. There's a lot of land down here. So it's word of mouth. A lot of these farmers or landowners, they know that this is happening, so they're starting to inquire. A lot of people could come right to us, and we'll put them in touch with the developers. The developers do everything, soup to nuts. They build the farm for them. They lease it out. The farmer doesn't have to do anything, sit back and just collect checks. The only real prerequisite is that the farm is located within 5 miles of a substation, which is so it can get the energy efficiently into the utility. Because when energy travels too far, it loses its value, and it has to be kind of close. But there's no shortage of land. There's no shortage of farmers that are willing to participate in the program.
Got it. So going back, Craig, here, when we first started talking about this, solar was still not yet an option. I mean, this whole conversation is really new, right? I mean, this is cutting edge, and the people listening to this are some of the first to hear about these opportunities, which I think is pretty cool that we have it on the podcast here. But when we first started talking, Craig, for those who can't take advantage of solar right now, there is another option, like Pennsylvania, right? Like that's not a solar state right now.
Correct.
But our listeners could actually still take advantage of some savings through the benefit or the partnership here, correct?
Yes. So the electricity companies are deregulated. So that means you can shop your supply rate around to any third party. The key to the third party suppliers is, number one, you want to make sure they have fixed rates. Variable rates are terrible. They get you in with a low introductory rate, and then they can raise your rate to whatever number they want. Recently, I signed on a customer. Their rate was 24 cents per kilowatt, and the power company's rate was 12 cents a kilowatt. They were paying double by having a third-party supplier. So the key with Think Energy is we have both 12-month and 36-month fixed rate programs. So you can sign up for whichever one you want. You can lock in for 12 months or you can lock in for 36 months. During a 36-month period, we know that the power companies have the opportunity to raise their rates a couple times during that 36 months. Doesn't mean they're going to raise it every time they have an opportunity, but they will have the option to raise their rates a couple times during that 36 months. So, you're guaranteed locked in for that. And our rates, we have programs that will save you money immediately on just your electric bill. So like in PA, for example, we don't have the community solar yet. We hope, we wish that it was there and hope that it will be here in the next couple months. But that 24-cent person is going to save $400 a month on his electric bill. He was in Pennsylvania.
Really?
I think, people have been introduced to third-party energy suppliers, and Craig is exactly right. Variable rates, you want to stay away from them. Bait and switch, they come in with a low price for 3 or 6 months, and then they jack up the prices. What Think's philosophy is different. We want to keep the customer. So we offer the 12 and 36-month contract they have the fixed rate, but we don't have an exit fee, a cancellation fee. So let's say energy prices go down. Customers can leave anytime they want. They don't have to pay any penalty for leaving. We also are the first company to introduce what's called a buy down of your rate. So let's say you sign up and you don't want to leave and come back because rates dropped. You can pay a small fee, $29.99, and buy down your rate just like a mortgage. So we've done things to innovate the third-party energy markets that are so much different than everyone else is doing. We're just leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else in that, to give the customer ultimately the peace of mind that they're getting a good deal with their energy supplier.
And if you're not sure if your third-party supplier has a variable rate, if they have a cancellation fee, chances are they're probably on a variable rate because they know you're going to cancel at some point before the contract is up.
Right. So I'm hearing, regardless of where you are, most of our listeners could benefit some way or another with a reduction in their electric bill. One thing we had talked again about off camera, which is not quite available. Well, actually, before I go there, one quick question. If they're in a 12 or 36 month agreement to reduce their kilowatt hour price, and solar does come available, are they able to get out of that and go to the solar product?
So they don't want to get out of that because they can add the solar product to that discounted rate. And then depending on the state, if we're in Maryland with Delmarva, they're going to save 10% off of that lower rate.
Got it.
So they want to be part of both the electric savings and the solar. That's how they're going to get the lowest rate possible. And with that combination, it pretty much assures us that we're always going to be the lowest rate possible.
I didn't realize that piece. So it's like a double whammy. You get double the savings, which is pretty cool. But going back to, so you answered the question about the solar, switching over to that. That's just an added bonus on top of your savings per kilowatt hour. But we talked about, like, for some of our clients that may own large properties, right? They own maybe more of a commercial type of property, like a hotel, right? That solar piece is not yet available for commercial, correct? But they could still save on the per kilowatt hour price. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
It's commercial solar is not available in mass right now, but commercial electricity is. So we can take any size customer. If it's a customer that's larger, like a larger commercial, we do special rates for them because it's a very competitive industry when it comes time to commercial. So we shop the energy and we get the best price we can and compete. We're usually in a competitive situation with the large commercial accounts. But small commercial, residential, they can all sign up right through the website.
Got it. All right. So I'm thinking, what's the catch?
Well, the last thing I want to say, and I'm a big proponent of this, I love empowerment programs. And Think Energy, we put a program in there for customers, okay? So if you're a customer and you sign up for our electricity service, we give you an opportunity to actually get your energy supply for free. We call it the Free Energy Club. It's the only company that does this, but if you go out and get, mom, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, get 3 customers to enroll with Think, you're going to get 10% rebated back to you on whatever your supply costs were every single month in perpetuity, as long as those 3 customers stay customers. But if you want to get more than 10%, we have the option to get 10 customers. Get 10 customers, you're getting 40% rebated back to you every month. And if you get 20, you're no longer paying for energy supply anymore. We give 100% rebate back. So it's a program that if somebody's like, wow, energy prices are so high, I can't stand it. I can't even live in my house. I can't buy groceries. Whatever the case may be, you have the empowerment tool that we give you to go out there and refer customers and pay no more for energy supply. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So right before that, you asked, what's the catch? If there was a catch, I wouldn't be involved.
Right.
There is absolutely no catch. And the fact that we do not have a termination fee tells you that there's no catch. If you don't like the program, if you move, whatever it may be, you can terminate for free. We know that we're going to save you money in some manner. So there's no catch. I signed my parents were my very first customer. I definitely wouldn't sign my parents up if there was some type of catch. I'm a customer. All my clients that I've been able to talk to and give them the information, 90% of them sign up.
Right.
Did I see that your parents were getting free energy?
My parents refer 20 people and get free energy supply every month. So they get a rebate. It comes in the form of a digital Visa card, and they shop online for everyday items and get them for free because they got rebated the total amount of their supply every month.
That's cool. Great. And I'm a believer too. I mean, honestly, we talked early on, and I've switched over all of our electric accounts too, and we're definitely seeing the benefit there. And that's really why I wanted to get you guys on here and be able to share with our clients, because I truly think it's anytime we can present value, that's the whole goal that we're trying to do, with this podcast, is to present as much value as we possibly can to our clients, to our listeners. And I truly believe that this is something, if they can save some money, I think it's awesome. So that being said, what do they need to do if they're interested in saving some money in electric bill? Like, how do they sign up? How do they go about doing that?
There's a link that you will probably come out with this.
Yeah,
they just go on the link. The first thing they do is go on the link and they click on to either electric or community solar or both, put in their zip code. And once they put in their zip code, it'll show all the available products. They'll show you all the terms, what the percentage savings are in your state for community solar. It'll show you for the electric side, it'll show you the 12-month fixed rate. It'll show you the 36-month fixed rate. You can compare that rate with looking at your utility bill and seeing what you're paying right now. So we make it very easy. So that link can be provided, I'm sure, to everyone.
Yeah, we'll get it up here.
And we're building a great business. We're always looking for other people that want to join us and educating people. It's a very, very great. It's a great service we're providing for people all over the country.
Yeah, and another bonus we didn't even mention, if you sign up for the electric portion of the program, after 6 months, you get a $100 gift card just for signing up. So not only do we not have termination fees, we're paying you back to be a part of the program. So, and that's if you have 10 electric accounts and you sign all 10 of them up, you're going to get 10 $100 gift cards for signing each one of them up.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
No, absolutely. Well, very good. I really appreciate both your time. I know how busy you are. Craig's selling real estate, so if you need any help with real estate, Craig's doing some of that and working here on the energy side. So we appreciate both of you coming on. I really appreciate you joining us, coming from the top down. So thank you. So Craig, Ed, thank you so much. To our listeners, if you do have questions about this, you can click on the link below. I'll put that in. If you want to actually talk to somebody, I'm sure we can get Craig here to have a conversation with you if you've got more questions. But if you like this information, please share it with somebody who could benefit from it. Like, subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you back here next time with another edition of the Running Real Estate Podcast.